create a systems-based cadence of accountability. So we talked about morning huddle format, weekly growth meetings, weekly office manager supervisor meetings, monthly team reviews, and quarterly calibration meetings. Okay, I'm going to show you examples of all of those. This is a weekly growth meeting agenda. We talked about lead measures, lag measures, the whirlwind, and WIGs. You guys all remember that? Lead measures, lag measures, the whirlwind, and WIGs. So this very, very simple agenda here is what you're gonna do. I recommend you having your WIG meeting, your weekly growth meeting, as early in the week as possible so that you have all week to gain momentum and to execute, okay? We do it on Tuesdays at 11 o'clock. It's our weekly growth meeting. So right here is the format that we use. Obviously, feel free to customize it. On top, it's recognition. Recognition means that the first thing we start every meeting with is by recognizing somebody for doing something good. We have a Wonder Woman headband and a Wonder Woman bracelet and a Wonder Woman pin. We happen to not have any males. If we did, they would have to wear it too if they got elected Wonder Woman for the week. But we elect a Wonder Woman for the week. We take a Polaroid of them. They get put up on the bulletin board, and they get a $20 Starbucks gift card. That's every single week, and that's just for recognizing them for being awesome, right? We also have this little jar that we write little notes all week long. I got this from Tim Ferriss. And we put them into the jar of awesome. It looks like a fishbowl. All week long, we try to catch people, not just us, but each other, doing something good, doing something considerate, doing something positive. We write it down on a little sticky note, we crumple it up, and we put it in the jar of awesome. So we get a Wonder Woman award every week. Everybody passes the jar of awesome around and reads something nice about somebody that somebody else has said. That's how we start every single meeting. Next, we remind each other of what the WIG is. So we say, WIG number 1, 25% growth for the practice this year. WIG number 2, 8% decrease in overhead. WIG number 3, whatever that happens to be. Okay, I recommend no more than 3 WIGs for your practice, for any given practice. You gotta focus, okay? So 3 WIGs, we remind ourselves of that. Then we go to lag measures. We talk about the lag measures. Here's what's happening in the practice. Remember, they're called lag measures because this stuff has already happened. Okay, here's what happened last week. Here's how many reviews we got. Here's where our overhead is. Here's where our collections is. Here's how much we are up or down as far as our production goals. We review lag measures. And then we talk about this week's, the previous week's lead measures. Remember, I talked about everybody gets up and says, last week, my lead measure was to present fluoride to 75% of my patients. I did that, and the result was we closed, 60% of it. Next week, my lead measure is to do X number of sealants. Okay, and I'll report back to you the next week. We do that for every single department, every single person. That is what we do per department, and then current week's lead measures. Here's what I commit to doing for the next week. They say that in front of everybody, and then they have to report back the following week. That's it. It doesn't have to take an hour, but with our recognition, we like to take time, spend time, build rapport with each other. That takes about 40 minutes to an hour, okay? All right, then we have the weekly office manager meeting agenda. So I'll talk to my regional managers once a week, very, very quickly. There's a couple of our newer office managers that I'll meet with, but usually I'm meeting with the regional manager. And here's what we talk about. We talk about the financial benchmark reports. These are our lag measures per department and per practice. We talk about the provider benchmark reports. So we typically have a benchmark per provider if it is a hygienist or an associate or a partner, and we talk about how we're doing. How far off is this particular person doing as far as the benchmarks? Are they hitting their production benchmarks? What is their case acceptance looking like? If their case acceptance is hovering around 38% for that particular provider, then we need to do some coaching on communication and treatment planning and case acceptance. Okay? Debrief from the departmental meetings. So I will just say, hey, what's happening in front office, back office, hygiene, billing? Are they hitting their benchmarks? Are there any issues? Okay, good. Let's move on to the next. Budgetary concerns. The Cavitron just broke down. We need 3 new Cavitron chips. Okay, did you shop for the best deal? Okay, yes. All right, go. Move on to the next thing. Personal issues and concerns. What drama is happening in the office? I give that 2 minutes. I can't tolerate more than 2 minutes per practice per week. That's it. You get 2 minutes of drama, let me know, and I'll cut you off in the middle of your sentence. No more drama than that. Unhappy patients and refunds. We always have an unhappy patient protocol. If there is an open loop, somebody's pissed off, they left a negative review, or they're unhappy about something because the lab screwed up the case for the 3rd time, how is that being resolved? How are we going to make that patient happy? What can we do there? That is it. That's a 15 to 20 minute office manager meeting. I'm usually doing it while I'm driving, but I do it at least once a week. With my regional manager has these same conversations with their office managers. That's it. Simple. That 20-minute discussion eliminates so much drama. Just that little tiny bit of communication.